today I wanted to make kind of like a fun video for you guys today. I talked about it about a week or so ago on the Facebook wall, and I was like, have I ever done the imperfections tag video? Because I feel the need to point out to you guys what is wrong with my face. Basically, every time I edit a video, I have that syndrome that I feel like every girl in the world has, where if you look too long at your own face talking to you, you know, when I'm editing a video, or like you guys when you take a photo of yourself maybe and then you look at it too long and you're like, why, I look like a giraffe. I think that we're always most quick to point out our own flaws, and you know, it's like somebody compliments you and you're almost like, really? I just kind of thought that this would be fun to point out my defects here on YouTube. I'm not gonna do the official tag just because I'm not really much for structure and I'd just rather babble for about 5 minutes instead of like answering specific questions. I always feel like stronger when I realize my own weaknesses, because then if somebody throws it up in my face, I'm just like, and? Funny things about my face. Extremely obvious is my mouth, like my teeth. Like most people are like, Bunny, why don't you get braces? And I've always refused to have braces just because I know how painful they are and I just like don't want a bunch of metal in my mouth. So I never got braces, and true story, I really like my hag tooth. I'm sure most of you guys can obviously quite plainly see it. Like right here. Yes. My tooth is all crooked. It grew in that way. I don't know, I always liked it. And growing up when I was a kid, like all the people that I admired, you know, Nosferatu has really bad teeth, Johnny Depp has really bad teeth, and I was like, I want bad teeth too. So now that I'm 26, I really don't regret ever getting braces. I like my messed up teeth, like if other people don't like them, word to all of your mothers. So yeah, I like them. The only thing that kind of drives me crazy about it, moment of truth, is I drink so much tea, like it's kind of boxed in by my other teeth, that it always looks a little bit more discolored than my other teeth. Embarrassment central going on here. But I thought I'd be brutally honest with you guys. So yeah, like, I don't know. That happens. My teeth are also always discolored because I do drink so much caffeine. Like literally when I'm not drinking this, which is always by my bedside, I'm drinking Coke. My aunt is my dentist. That sounds like really creepy and swamp-like. I mean, she's like a real legit dentist. She just also happens to be my aunt. She's told me before that she'd whiten my teeth for me, but like it's really not gonna do any good if I'm not gonna give up the caffeine. And I'm like, well, that's not gonna happen. I guess my teeth are just something that are always gonna be with me. I guess that's my most noticeable imperfection, but I don't know, like people are always like, why don't you fix them? And I'm just like, okay, you know, have y'all ever seen that episode of The Twilight Zone where like everyone has like the pig face and they're like wrapping that girl's face up in that gauze, and then they're just always like, no change, doctor, and like their mouths are all twisted. I don't know, like that's how I kind of like view everybody with perfect teeth. I'm like, why are your teeth perfect, George Washington? Are they made out of wood? I don't know, so that's just how I've always viewed it, but that's just me. That's just me. I'm sure the rest of the world wants beautiful, white, shining, like the Rembrandt commercial, where they're always like, we're gonna get boyfriends now because our teeth are perfect. Maybe that's why I'm forever alone. Next thing that's kind of funny about me, and I'm so shocked none of you have ever mentioned it, or maybe you have, like to each other in secret when maybe people laugh about me. Paranoia. Sometimes, and I can tell this, but maybe it's only because I know. When I was a kid, I was playing, like, I was throwing basketballs at this rusty ass basketball hoop, and the basketball knocked a little piece of rust into my eye, and it was so crazy. Like literally I had to have like a giant magnet like basically touch down on my eye and like lift this metal up out of my eye, and literally if I would have waited one more day to have the metal extracted from my eye, I would have been blind in one eye. True story, my right eye. So like whenever I take still photographs of myself, I have to focus on these numbers around my camera lens, or I have to like pick one specific spot. I definitely don't have like a full-on lazy eye or anything, but like it's just a little bit. Like sometimes you can tell, like if I'm not like perfectly focused on this number 8 right here, like my right eye will kind of like bye. Sometimes I take a still photograph and if I don't remind my eyes to focus, like I'm like, stupid wonky eye, always ruining my shots. Another thing that's kind of funny about my face, which maybe you guys can't see because they have so many wonderful makeup products now to like mask and cover all kinds of holes or pores or anything. So I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this or not, but I have like a chickenpox dent in my forehead. Yes. And that drove me crazy for years because I was like, everyone can see that I'm marred. It drove me crazy like up until I developed my first boy crush on Leonardo DiCaprio. I was in love with him. That was before Johnny Depp was my boyfriend. Yeah, I was totally in love with Leonardo DiCaprio. And then like I noticed one day as I was clipping his face out of 2000 magazines and taping it all over my wall, I noticed that he has the same like kind of scar, like in the same spot. And I was like, we are meant to be together. And now I still like embrace it because now I have like a funny memory about my problems. I'm really frustrated that my bottom piercings closed up. That's an imperfection now. So I guess that those are the only like physical imperfections that I have going on with my face that I can divulge to you guys. Yeah, yes, except for my eyebrows because I can never like pluck them right, and sometimes I go to Ulta because they have some kind of like eyebrow plucking bar, but I swear like every girl that works there like is so mean to me, and I'm like, be gentle, and they're like, rip, and it's just like the violence. People who work in retail do not appreciate my life. One of my other imperfections that I totally have that I've noticed more than ever now that I'm on the YouTube is that I really enjoy making hideous faces. I really enjoy making hideous faces. I don't think anybody else can make these Frankenstein faces that I do, where I'm just like, hi, I look so good. You know, and I give myself this like gorgeous double chin to be envied by turkeys and those other animals with the like those things. So I don't know, I'm just always like, no, my face looks great, I have a nice face, and then I'm just like the only other thing that I have that I guess is like an imperfection is I struggle on and off with depression, which kind of sucks, and I also have like high anxiety. I know y'all have requested me to vlog about those things a couple times, but I don't really know how to go about it without making like the really like most depressing vlog in the world. I don't really know why I felt the need to do this. I guess it's kind of boring or tragic. I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's fun to kind of like acknowledge the things that are wrong with you, like without being derogatory, but just like being like, that's kind of funny. Or, you know, like I guess my attitude on it is almost like not something negative, but just like making some kind of unique story about it. I guess it's some kind of like psychological band-aid that I've made for myself where I'm like, it's okay. Leonardo DiCaprio has one too, and he's on Shutter Island. I don't know. I've always kind of done that my whole life. I used to get really hardcore made fun of when I was a kid. People definitely made fun of my teeth. People for years, like my lips have always been this big. And now that we're in some collagen age, like this isn't even anything extraordinary, I don't feel. But I had a really like smaller face when I was a kid, but my lips were roughly the same size. So people literally teased me like to the point where I was like weeping. Dolphin tears. I was crying because they kept like calling me big lips, and that was super sad. And I was like, one day everyone will want my lips. And now, like, you know, I don't know, ain't no deal. I mean, I need big lips to cover my big teeth, okay? It needs to happen. Like, feel free to video response to this if you want, identifying your own facial problems. I just think we should all be open about it because it makes us all more real people instead of being like, I am wonderful, I look great. I mean, I'm not saying I look bad. I'm not saying I look good either. I don't know. You guys tell me. I feel like if you say like, oh, I look great, like, you know, like people are like, well, she is just so full of herself. But, you know, I guess I don't look like roadkill. As usual, please take a moment to subscribe. I hope this video was kind of funny, or I don't know, like, why do people on YouTube come up with this stuff? Like, why was I compelled to do this? I don't know. Comment down below, or feel free to video response and let me know what your imperfections are. What was this called? Like, what was this tag officially called? Like, my perfect imperfections. Like, I'm like, that's an oxymoron. Video response, it will be fun. If you want, you can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/graveyardgirl, or you can follow me on Twitter. There I am at prettyvacant, and I will see you guys later. Bye!